Hey guys, it's Crystal Delahose here with SororityPackets.com. We're doing another video today, or I'm doing another video today. One day I'm going to get Carly, our marketing director and amazing copywriter, and Jessica on the other side of this camera as well. So anyway, my name's Crystal Delahose. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the owner and founder of SororityPackets.com, and we are here to help you guys through what can be a very overwhelming recruitment process. Really quick about me, those of you who've watched these videos before, I'm sorry if this is redundant, but I feel like a lot of people ask questions and call and want to know who we are. So I'm a mom of two girls. I'm actually in my oldest daughter's room right now. Her room is pretty bare, and the light is great. So I'm in here. She's 10. I have a 10 and 5-year-old, and I have been a senior portrait photographer here in Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, for going on 10 years now. So I have a long history mentoring high school students whom I love, and this idea did not come from my love of sorority, although I am an alum of Chi Omega. It really came from me photographing and getting to know moms and senior girls. And they would ask me questions about the recruitment process, and through the years it's just gotten a little bit more competitive, and it can be really overwhelming, especially if you don't have family members, mom, aunt, sister, who've gone through the process. So I really just came up with the idea of creating beautiful sorority packets for my clients. The idea of sorority packets is obviously not new, but I just wanted to remove that burden from my clients. And so we have people from all over the country now who send us their resume that we turn into a social resume and make it really, really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. That's a little bit about me. If you join in here, please leave a comment or share some love and let me know. It's a lot easier to do this when I have a live audience instead of just videotaping myself. But we're getting lots of feedback that you guys are watching these videos and that they're really helpful. So if that's my motivation, I will continue to sit in my 10-year-old's room in front of a window and videotape myself talking to no one. So anyway, let's get started. Today's topic, like we promised, is going to be all things social resume. So while a lot of you guys have already been to your mixers with your local Panhellenics and might know or already have your resume or your packets going out, several of you guys are just now making decisions about what university you're going to go to, or even if you're going to go through Rush. So we're going to start with social resume and what should be on your social resume. So it is different than the resume that you submitted to your university to apply for college. And that's important. There's some different information. And really quick, so I'm going to go through this, and if you guys will hang with me till the end, I will let you guys know of an awesome free resource totally free, no one else is giving except for your local Panhellenics. We have tons of resources on our website where you can download information and use everything that we put out there, and we really try and do a good job of meeting requirements of our local Panhellenics, also doing research for other universities that aren't in Texas, and doing our best job to be as knowledgeable as possible. So anyway, let's get started on social resume. Okay, I have some samples here that I'm going to go off of, but your social resume, the first thing that should be included on your social resume is a header, of course, like a letterhead. The header, the most important thing for your header is obviously going to be your name, and that really needs to stand out. Keep in mind or thoughtful of if you have a nickname that you go by. So if your name is Elizabeth, but no one ever calls you Elizabeth except for your mom when you're in trouble, and everyone calls you Lizzie or Liz, make sure that that's self-explanatory, because your social resume is a little bit different. It's not as formal, and you want the sorority members to get to know who you are, and you might not go by your formal name. So your name should be really large at the top, and it should really stand out. So you can either boldface that, make it a larger font, but your name needs to be there. Other personal information that needs to be in your header is your address, phone, and your email, and that will be smaller, just in one line right underneath your header. So I'm going to show you guys some samples. I'm not sure how great it's going to look on this video, but at the end of the video I'll give you a link where you can go and take a look at this stuff yourself and even download our free resource so that you can just plug in your own information. So you'll have, the header will have your name and then your address, email, phone number, really small underneath. So I'm going to show you This is our lattice monogram design. Jessica, our designer, is amazing. Hopefully you guys can see that here. So here where it says Lauren Abigail Brown, and then right underneath is where you're going to have the other information. So hopefully that makes sense there. Okay, and then I'm going to divide this up into sections for you guys. So on your social resume, section 1 needs to be education, okay? And your education is going to be you're graduating from high school. So you need your high school that you're graduating from, the date. Go ahead and put the address of your high school on there. You'll also want to put, you know, things, your education, like your class ranking needs to be there. Your GPA, there needs to be the unweighted and weighted version. And then any dual credit or AP classes that you've taken, and your ACT, SAT scores. And feel free to, you know, this is pretty self-explanatory, but, you know, if you prefer just to put your ACT score and not your SAT, that's totally fine too. So you're going to be putting copies of that stuff and your high school transcripts in with your resume. And so it's kind of the sorority's, you know, proof of what you're putting on your resume is equal to. A little tip about this, you know, you have deadlines to meet for sure. And, you know, a few points isn't going to make the biggest difference, but you can wait until, you know, the absolute last minute that you can and put your highest GPA if you think that you're going to ace some test that's going to help bump it up. But otherwise, I wouldn't stress too much about this part. It just is what it is. And at this point, you know, there's so many other things about you, you know, that aren't related to your SAT scores. So don't feel, you know, super upset about that if it's not as high as what you anticipated or whatever. So you obviously got admitted to the university, and as a sorority, they definitely want girls that can meet their academic requirements for sure. But there's so much more about you that we're going to get to. So that's the education part. Section 2 is going to be your awards and honors. Okay. Brag about yourself here. This is where you really want to separate yourself from other people. So you need to think back to everything. I say everything. Let's not dig back into, you know, your 4th grade year that, you know, you won field day or something like that. So be thoughtful of that. We don't need to dig back into elementary or middle school, but definitely anything freshman through senior year for awards, you definitely need to put that on there. You want to put the actual awards. So an example would be if you were MVP of your basketball team. So you would say, you know, MVP of the year, in parentheses, you're going to put the year. So if you got that your senior year, it would be 12. And then who awarded it to you. So you'll put, you know, the district or region or whatever it is in your high school. So that's what you'll do for your awards and honors, and list everything that you can think of that you've been awarded with. Even something like Best Smile or, you know, Mr. LD Bell High School or whatever it is. Just, you know, make sure you put that on there. I just said Mr. That was totally, I didn't want to be all braggy about myself and list some award that I had. So I totally just threw my husband under the bus. And yes, he was Mr. LD Bell his senior year of high school. It's something I like to joke about a lot with him. So obviously, that we are talking about sororities, a female, so it would be like Mrs. LD Bell. Okay, anyway, so moving on. So for the next section, you're going to have leadership roles. Some people like to combine leadership with awards and honors, and you can totally do that. Or you can separate it. Leadership stuff is really important because in your sorority, you're going to have opportunities to step up and head up different things. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to hold, you know, you're going to be rush chair. You might, if that's your giftedness and you feel led to, you know, to serve that way within your sorority, that's great. But there's a lot of leadership opportunities. So leaderships are very focused on philanthropy. And so you might head up a mixer or, you know, something simple like that. Or, you know, fundraising for, you know, a local children's hospital. It can be anything. So make sure the sororities want to know, they want to know that you are willing to figure out what you're gifted at and raise your hand and take the lead on certain things. So anyway, so leadership roles are important. You'll want to put the position that you held, the organization obviously, and then a little description of what the leadership was. So the description doesn't necessarily mean I was the treasurer of student council. Yes, that the treasurer would be the position, the organization would be student council. But the description, here's where you want to list, you know, what your leadership role was. So if you collected money, and you managed the school, your class funds, that's definitely a skill that not everyone has. And so definitely put that on there. Okay, and then the next section will be your activities and interests. That's going to be section 4. Here's where you're going to put just even things that you are, hi, people are joining. Yes, you can absolutely share our video. We definitely want to get this information out there. So for activities and interests, you're going to put everything that you're involved in, swim team, cheerleading. This is where you would put, NCL or French club. And you can even put other clubs and things that you maybe aren't as well known. If you ride horses and you're part of a local horseback riding club, these are also just interests. And, don't feel like anything is too silly. The girls in the sorority houses that are looking through your resume, definitely think of things that make you unique and put those on there, because if I am interviewing somebody and, when you're going through the house through Rush, those are great conversation pieces. So think through, if you have a great sense of humor, I would say put something even that would catch someone's attention that might be funny. And, if I am rushing girls and I'm already a member of a sorority, you talk about a lot of the same things all the time. So it would be really nice to see something interesting, and then you can have real, honest conversations, and that might put you at ease if they know something more about you other than, hey, what are you into? So, and think about those things as well when you're going through Rush, conversation pieces. If somebody asks, what are you interested in? Don't just list everything on your resume. Think of some things that are really unique about you, that's different. So that's something for activities and interests. The next section, we'll call section 5, would be community involvement. This is, again, really important. You want to put your role, the organization, and what you did. So if this is, you were a volunteer at a local children's hospital and you rocked babies, that would be what you did. Or Habitat for Humanity, you were a volunteer, and maybe you painted a home one day. So whatever that is, put all of that stuff on there. The next section is going to be your employment. And, a lot of you guys are really busy and you're fortunate and might not have to hold an actual job with a business. Babysitting counts, mowing lawns counts. I'm totally being, gender fluid right here. So you might have your own lawn mowing business. That's awesome. But definitely put the employment, put the business, the years that you worked, and even the hours that you worked to show that you were, working and involved in a lot of things and had a high GPA. That stuff matters. So put all of that on there. And then the last section is going to be your Greek affiliations. The purpose of this is, do not feel like for one, I'll tell you personally, no one in my family was a member of a fraternity or a sorority. I was actually the first to go to college in my family. So don't feel like you're missing out or you're going to be behind or something like that if you don't have Greek affiliations. The purpose of it is for the sororities to see if you're a legacy, and that is important. So make sure you list your mother's name. You want to put, if your mother, for instance, was in a sorority, you would put her name, her relationship to you, so it would be mother, and then the university that she attended, her graduating year. You want to put her sorority and also her chapter. So hopefully you guys realize that there's a national sorority, but at each university there are different the chapter names. So definitely put that on there in case the sorority that you're going to, the chapter wants to cross-reference. And one note about that, a lot of people have different opinions. You don't have to list your Greek affiliations if you don't want to. I don't think that it harms you in any way. I've heard some, talk that it might hurt you because if you don't want to join that sorority, but the sororities are open-minded and they are looking at, you and if they want you, then they're not going to worry about whether or not you are a legacy with them or not. So anyway, if that's important to you, I think legacy is great. I think it shows a huge support from your family with the Greek system. So that's my thing about that for Greek affiliations. So I'm looking at my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. I do want to show you the resume really quick so you can kind of see how we do the different sections here. So you'll see like education, awards and honors, activities. This resume is 2 pages. Here you'll have community involvement, employment, Greek affiliations. So some of you guys have these amazing resumes. If it's super long, I won't give you a page requirement, because when we research and read through what the universities and the sororities want, many times there isn't a requirement. A lot of local Panhellenics, the women writing recs, prefer 1 or 2 pages. And so maybe keep it at that. The average is about 2 pages. If you have a page requirement with your local Panhellenic, or you just simply want it to be simple, that is great. If you order a packet through us, then you can easily put that in your notes when you order, and Jessica, our designer, will be sure that your resume is kept at a specific length. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I wanted to also show, here's Chic Initial. It's really simple. Here's an example of the way that we format our resumes. So if you are interested in, well, first I'll say, like I promised, please, I will actually put a comment here in this live video so you guys can just click on it, but I'm gonna leave a link, so check the link right now, for our blog post. It's one of our most popular. It's on what I just talked about. If you kind of just listened and you're like, I need to reread to make sure I digested everything, you can reread through basically everything that I just talked about, and then you can also download a free resume from us. So you can download it and just input all of your information and be done with it. So we're here to help and try and make things as simple as possible. If you liked what you saw in this brief little sample that I showed you, please feel free to visit sororitypackets.com, and you can shop all of our complete sorority recruitment packets, and you can also shop individual pieces. So if you've already done your resume and you just need cute stickers or thank you cards or things like that, then you can shop all you want. If you haven't started this process, I would highly recommend allowing us to format your resume for you. It makes life so much more simple. You and your friends or you and your mom can just go have coffee dates and hang out together, go shopping, or whatever it is that you enjoy doing, and not have to worry about spending full weekends putting together your social resume. So you will have to do a little bit of work, and we've done some of that for you. So you can easily just download our free resume, input your information. You don't have to worry about formatting it, which basically means making it look really pretty. If you've ever dealt in Word, I can tell you, things take way longer than you anticipate. You always think, oh yeah, no big deal. I'm going to sit down and create this Excel spreadsheet, and then 5 hours later, you're fighting with margins. So we understand that. That's why we started doing this. So if you are that person, I would highly recommend purchasing a resume from us and allowing Jessica to format it for you. And having us print it as well. So you can have a resume, they'll come in the mail. Sorry, this video is backwards, so I keep doing it the wrong way. But anyway, they'll come in the mail, and you can put them in your packets and get them to your alum, and then you're done with it. So you also receive a digital version with every order. So, okay, enough about me. If you have any other questions, please leave a comment. Many of you guys are finding these, not when I'm doing them live, so I can't necessarily answer the questions during the video, but we are taking your questions and we're answering them either directly in the comment section, we'll email you, or we'll create another video for you to watch if you're still confused. So thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys. Please share with people, moms that have even juniors that are going to be seniors next year, and anyone you know that needs information about sorority recruitment. You would be a really good friend to do that. It can be very overwhelming. Even for those who've done it before. It's just a lot of work. Senior year can be, it's amazing and fun, and there's all of these activities, but spring is really busy. You guys are getting ready for graduation, you're getting ready for prom, and all of these things. So we're here to help you. Please let us do that. That's what we feel called to do, and we're really here to serve and help in any way we can. So thank you guys. Hope you have a great day, and talk to you soon. Bye.